Welcome to this tutorial for the 5 fan. I created this move like 6 or 7 years ago, so I think it's about time to make it a proper official tutorial for it. But before we get started, I would highly advise you to just make sure that you know the card spring, which I'm sure most of you know, and also a move called under pressure. Knowing both under pressure and the spring will make the learning process of this fan a lot easier, I'm sure of that. So with that said, let's learn the 5 fan. So let's start off by taking a look at the grip for this fan. You want to place your ring finger on this corner and place your middle and index finger right next to it. Your thumb should go on this corner, which is on the same long side edge of the deck. So this is what it should look like. One thing that makes it easier for the fan later is if you bevel the deck just a little bit down here where you grip it with your thumb. So instead of having everything completely flush like this, you want to bevel the deck a little bit down here. And this will basically just make it easier for the cards to go off one by one when you're doing the fan later. So keep that in mind. Ring, middle, index, thumb, and bevel a little bit. And you're set for the fan. Before we move on, I'm just going to show you what the fan looks like from my point of view. So I do the fan like this. If you turn it around, you can see that I have a 5 of clubs here. So the fan doesn't really look that good from the back. Basically what is happening is that I put my thumb here and I keep that card where it is throughout the entire fan. It just makes it much more stable. And since you can't see that card from the front, it doesn't really matter what the back looks like. To know where to place your thumb, I would suggest you to find a 7 from your deck. And you want to place it so that this pip is pointing towards your fingers down here, your index, middle, and ring finger. You want to place your thumb on that pip, this one off-center pip. That's a good guide to where to put your thumb. You can of course play around with different positions, but I find this pretty stable. You put your thumb here, you want to apply a lot of pressure. You want to be able to bend this deck. And later, you're actually going to hold the entire fan just by using your thumb and your index finger. So it could be good to get comfortable just knowing what amount of pressure you need to apply to be able to hold a deck like this. For the fan, as I said, you place your thumb on that pip. You bend the deck quite a lot actually. And from here, you spring off one card at a time from your thumb, keeping that 7 of diamonds stationary. So slowly this is happening. One card at a time springs off of my thumb. And by applying a lot of pressure between my basically index, middle finger, and thumb, I keep the fan in place so that it just doesn't like fall down or cards shoot out. So once again, ring, middle, index finger, you bevel it and put your thumb here. Your other thumb goes on the pip of the 7. You bend a lot, apply a lot of pressure between your hands. You spring off one card at a time. Controlled, keep applying pressure between your hands. When you're here, you realize that you can let go of this thumb and grip the fan instead. That way you can get this hand out of the way and just display the fan. From the front, looks like this. When I'm finished, remove my thumb. Grip this 7 of diamonds, and there you have the fan. To close it, what I usually do is I take my index finger and I guide those cards back, and that's your closer. Now one last time from my point of view. You bevel the deck and get into the starting position. Put your thumb on the pip of the 7. Apply a lot of pressure and bend the cards and let one card go off at a time. Release with this thumb and grab all of the cards with that hand. Get your index finger ready for the closer and guide the cards back, flip over, and there you go. I think everyone should start out doing this move slow and steady and controlled, but I must say I find it way easier to do it at full speed than slowly like I've done for this tutorial. You do lose a lot of momentum doing it slowly. Some people might even find it easier to do it fast than this slow, even when you're first starting out trying to learn the move. So you could try that and see what works the best for you. If you're having trouble learning this move, I could recommend you to try to do it on the edge of a table like shown. This will help you understand how much you need to bend the cards and how much pressure you need to apply between your hands. Well, your hand and the table in this case. It's also a very safe practice environment. If the cards fly out uncontrollably, they'll just end up on the table. I've created a lot of variations of this fan throughout the years, and I'm sure there's more to discover still. I would like to credit Kevin Melone for giving me the general idea of what I wanted the fan to look like, as well as Noel Heath for telling me that the 360 would be possible. But that's it for this tutorial. Hope you'll enjoy the move. We'll see you some other time. Bye.